Welcome back, fellow traders. Sive is here with the ForexPeaceArmy.com, and today we update our trading plan for the Bitcoin market. So, in general, last time when we discussed it, it was on Thursday, and we said that we see a bit more bullish signs here, although we have shared with you with the scenario where Bitcoin could try to make the retracement down to the 112 area, but we said that we think that this is the tail scenario. So the basic scenario is a prediction from the current levels, and there are a few reasons for that. First, as we said on the long-term charts, especially you could see it on a monthly chart, you could see that market stands very close to the all-time target. This is major 1618 extension for the whole Bitcoin history, and it stands around 127. Here the market is also for now is struggling with the yearly pivot resistance one, which is approximately 122, but for this big chart, the 122, 127, it's very close, so we in general could treat it as the single resistance area and target area. So usually when the market stands very close to the important targets, it never shows deep retracements. So currently to see something like this, it would be a bit strange. So it should not happen in a normal situation. And that's why we said that our suggestion, basic scenario, is that market will try to keep moving higher from the current levels. Besides, at this point, market is not at overbought at any time frame, not on the weekly, on the monthly, on the daily, everywhere it has the space for upper continuation. On the weekly chart, I do not see lots of new things. Here we have another more extended targets around 134, but it's not very interesting for now. Just for some information. Here market shows nice upper directions. You can see it's still not at overbought. Here we do not have any big resistance levels ahead because market is moving to the new highs. And here we have the tight consolidation. And the question actually was from our last discussion is mostly related to the daily and intraday charts, whether we should count on a bit deeper retracement, or we could try to take the positions in the current levels, trying to possess ourselves for possible upward continuation. And after the 3-day passed, so it seems that probably indeed market is ready and preparing for action to the upside right from the current levels. What particular reasons stand behind this suggestion? So first of all, on the daily chart, you could see that we have the pennant consolidation. Or sorry guys, this is for time frame chart. This is the pennant consolidation, which is actually ready for upward breakout. But if you take a look at the bit broader picture on the daily, you could see that this consolidation is forming right around the first support area that we have specified previously. It's 118. Here, as you could see, it's kind of the more like the pennant. And today, market is forming bullish reversal session. You can see market creates the new lows and now stands above the top of the previous day, and actually not only from the previous, but from the day before as well. This indicates some kind of the acceleration here, and definitely the bullish sign. Trend here still stands bearish, but with the market forming tight range, with the forming high lows, that might be the sign of the bullish dynamic pressure. So despite the trend has turned bearish, market mostly stands flat. And especially when it takes the shape of the pennant, it always suggests possible upward action. Usually the minimum target of this combination is a retesting of the previous top. But as we know that we do not have any problems above, we do not have any big resistance, it could keep going higher. This is just the minimum target that we could keep an eye on. So on the full time frame chart, we already said everything about this pattern, but what is more important is the crush of the potential head and shoulders that theoretically should lead in the foundation of the possible deeper retracement. We said that 120 area is the actually key to understand what will happen. At the first glance, and the first point when the market has tested it, it was seemed that hand shoulders still could work, just because of this shoulder here, right? So theoretically, it still could work, although it's a bit steep neckline. But anyway, at this point it was seemed that it's going nice. So we have the shorter drop down, everything is great, but take a look what has happened next. This performance is absolutely wrong, irrational for normal hand shoulders performance, hand shoulders behavior, because here, since this is bearish reversal pattern, here the bears have to control the market, but we do not see any control from the bears. I would say even the opposite thing. It means that this is clear sign of the failure of the hand shoulders. The minimum target of the failure, as you know, is the taken out of this top, and now I could take it out. We do not need it. And very often on the ruins of the hand and shoulders, we could get, as the butterflies become usually the foundation starting points for hand shoulders in the beginning, also they might be formed on the ruins of the hand shoulders at the end. And this target shows you 125 if the butterfly will be formed. So that's our trading plan. Here's obviously support area that you could use for protection and stop placement if you would like to take the long position here. If you trade on intraday charts, you could stick with directly with this particular pattern. If you trade on a high time frame, say on a daily, in this case you probably will need to give market for some room more. Maybe it makes sense to place initial stop below this support, because this is greater time frame and it demands more room space for market. But for now, we do not consider any short position because a lot of bullish signs are forming, and it seems that chances are really not bad that we will get upward continuation right from out from this pattern consolidation that we have. So that's all for now. See you next time. It will be on Thursday. We're usually taking the videos on the Bitcoin on the Thursday and on Monday.